time in Nepal felt like meeting one huge welcoming family. The way that they opened up their houses to complete strangers showed us what hospitality looked like, and they gave to us generously, even though they had so little. Nepal opened our eyes to what God desires His church to do, and no matter what village or town we visited, they let no one go without first placing a hot cup of tea in their hands. Our hearts were changed by their kindness and care for each one of us. Before we began our trekking, we first spent Christmas in a village where we did a 3-day Christian living seminar. They showed us what a Nepali Christmas looks like while we were there, with long nights of Christmas caroling. Christmas Day was spent with the church family, worshiping and sharing, followed by a delicious buffalo barbecue. When the rocky mountain roads couldn't travel any further, our trekking began. We trekked up a path in the dark to a tiny mud house where we met Pastor Chandra, who would be leading us through the Mugu and Jumla districts. We spent a few days at his house, adjusting to the high mountain altitude and ministering to the new believers in his village. We spent evenings at Christian fellowships, sharing with them the knowledge we learned from God and what He pressed on us to share. There, we could hold seminars with the believers and share deeper revelations, discipling them with what God had been teaching us. A day we will always remember was when we taught at a church and saw Christians receiving Bibles for the first time. We saw them eagerly unwrap the covers, and we were filled with the same contagious excitement that they had. Only a few minutes later, a Hindu woman who was gathered with us told our translator that she was interested in hearing more about Jesus. We shared the gospel with her, and at the end, she announced that she was ready to make the step to be a Christian. We all rejoiced and prayed over her, and gave her the Nepali believer's greeting, Jamasi. Moving through Mugu, we would trek in the day with a solar panel strapped on the back of a backpack and share the Jesus film, which told the gospel message. We visited many churches in the area to inspire them to go out and spread the gospel to their beautiful nation where so many are unreached. After our time spent there, we moved back to Kathmandu for our last section of outreach. It was a difficult transition for many of us, coming into the hectic city after our time in the quiet mountains. We were going from life without internet or cars, and from nights spent under stars that were more numerous and clear than those I had seen in my entire life, to traffic, horns, and buses, where the motto is, "There's always room for one more." We spent time doing youth ministry at Arise and Shine, a youth center in Kathmandu, and connected and taught with the youth. Some in our group even were given the chance to paint a mural in the library of the center. We loved our time spent there and even saw a salvation. Our time in Nepal sped by, and we won't forget the faces of the Nepali women, babies on hips, wearing colorful kurtas, and the men working hard in the fields, faces weathered from the sun. What we accomplished was not done on our own strength, but through listening to God's word. We experienced more than we could have imagined, and the glory of God was revealed just by following Jesus' simple command in Matthew. Therefore, go and make disciples of all nations.